Conservatism. There is a classic definition and an American definition. I'm going to give you both. The classic definition of conservatism is just this. In the long sweep of history, a lot of different things have been tried. And some things have worked, and some things haven't worked. And therefore, any sensible way to proceed in the present or plan for the future is based upon conserving the things that you did and tried that did work. And the problem with progressivism from the conservative point of view is that the future is an illusion. It's not here. It's an invention. It's in your mind. So if you're trying to devise a society based upon some non-existent blueprint, you have no way of knowing in advance if that blueprint would even work, if it's even realizable. So this is conservatism in the classic meaning of the term. American conservatism is different because we are a revolutionary country. We had a revolution, which was a massive, violent overthrow, and it created certain principles and a way of organizing society. Let's name 2 or 3. Separation of powers, checks and balances, and then just basic rights. And the basic rights, what do we mean by a right? You think about it. What's a right? You have a right. Well, a right is basically a claim on the government. The government cannot do this to me. The government can't take away my free speech, First Amendment. Can't take away my religious rights to conscience, First Amendment. Can't take away my guns, Second Amendment. Can't do unreasonable search and seizure. I have a right to privacy in that sense, Fourth Amendment. Equal rights under the law, Fifth and 14th Amendment, due process and equal rights. So the key point of the founding is these rights are not up for majority vote. Even 99% of people in this room don't get the right to cancel out my free speech. Okay? So conservatives in America are trying to conserve that. The principles. Now, the reason conservatives sometimes get attacked is people go, well, you know, the founders, Jefferson owned slaves, and the founders allowed slavery to continue in America. Remember, you're now confusing a principle with a practice, right? This happens all the time. People blur the two. Let me give you a classic example that happens in our society now. People will come up to me, or come to Trump, and they'll say something like, Trump, you're supposed to be an apostle of family values. What about Stormy Daniels? How come you got divorced all those times? Okay? So what happens is, you're saying to someone, you believe in X, and yet you fall short of X. You don't practice X. Therefore, you're a hypocrite. And the point I want to make is, that is not what hypocrisy means. Okay, why? Because anybody who has high standards is always going to fall short of them. In fact, only people with low standards are going to be able to live up to them. Right?